All right. Okay. Let's go. Let's go. I'm a little bit late. My apologies. I was talking with Kyle. So, how are we doing on this cold? Cold. It's 37 degrees. It's been raining since last night. Nobody even wants to leave the damn house. Got the heat on in the middle of the day. Tuesday. And don't get us started about the fact that the game against the Leafs tonight is the fight for last place. So, how we doing, Colin? Bob's in net tonight. Studnicka will make his Panther debut tonight for someone on the fourth line. I think it'll be Gregor or Devine. I would assume maybe they're going to give Studnicka a shot over Devine. That would be my guess. Not that Devine has been bad, but give him a shot. Buck Skulls, how we doing, buddy? Yeah, Studnicka is center of the fourth line, so you would assume that Devine would be the guy out. Shine says, if someone living in Leafs region, can we please play a good game and take a W tonight? No. Well, we'll do it. Yeah, why not? Somebody is going to be disappointed after tonight. That's for sure. Now, the one thing, I know it sounds crazy, but at least we have games in hand. Us and the Canadians have played the fewest amounts of games in the conference. So, we're 5 points behind the Bruins, but they also have 3 games in hand on us. So, scientist says some estimated returns according to Puckpedia. Lusny and Nosek, December 10th. Chucky the 15th. Schwint 119, Gadjevich 25, Kulikov 317, and Barkov April. Yeah. Hey, Jake. No excuses. Just kidding. Yeah, I know. Boy, oh boy. What a difference it makes, in terms of these two teams were neck and neck last year, and we're still kind of neck and neck. We'll be all right. This is the game that starts the win streak. By January 1st, we'll be securely in a top 3 spot. Yeah. Shine says, I hope Chucky plays the Winter Classic or my jersey purchase will look a tad bit silly. Vincent says, it's December. It has to be cold. Go fishing. It's not supposed to be this cold. Friday, it's supposed to be a high of 31, low of 25, snowing all day. We don't usually get that kind of weather here until maybe mid to the end of January. This is absurdly cold. We've had Christmases here where the high was 55, 60 degrees. It's ridiculous out there right now. Hey, Kenneth. Yeah, Jameson, the battle of the basement tonight. Praga, how we doing? Hey, thank you, JJ. How you doing, bud? We need a miracle win tonight against the Maple Leafs. What other games do we have going on tonight? Last night we did okay. No matter who wins in the Eastern Conference, Penguins beat the Flyers, Jackets beat the Devils. Sabres did win their game against the Jets 5-1. Like I said, we need third place. Tonight we got Stars, Rangers, Senators, Canadians, Bruins, Wings, Lightning, Islanders, Flames, Preds, Canucks, Avalanche, Wild, Oilers, Blackhawks, Golden Knights. Blackhawks play yesterday. And then the Capitals and Kings. Was the Blackhawks yesterday? No, it was the day before. Okay. Hey, Mr. Vids. Praga. No, we don't have to do anything. We don't have to trade anybody because of Barkov's injury. We have cap space when Chucky comes back. Yeah, we could use any win. Apparently, Stolar's injury is worse than expected, and there's no timetable on his return. Damn. He's just not had a good run of luck. None of these guys, as soon as they leave Florida, hopefully Spencer Knight stays okay. I don't think E2's back just yet, Axu. Bolts on a heater, 15-16. Let me see. They've won 7. No, can't be that because they won 7 in a row, but then they had lost to the Canucks. They had beaten the Panthers. They had lost to the Rangers. They had lost to the Avalanche. So no, definitely not 15 out of 16. Definitely not. Tommy says there's a big controversy in the Toronto media right now because Marchand made a comment not to count the Leafs out of the playoffs, and they took offense to it. What's wrong with these people? What's wrong with people? I'm reading that correctly. There's a big controversy in the Toronto media right now because Marchand made a comment not to count the Leafs out of the playoffs, and they took offense to it. How? What? What? Yeah, Praga. No problem, bud. Yeah, the Sharks win again. Jake, you don't think he said anything wrong? What did he like? what did he say? Like, don't count the Leafs out, and is that supposed to be something like wrong with it? Yeah, it's too early to count anyone out, right? Tommy says Leaf fans think Marchand is using reverse psychology on them. I mean, the Panthers are tied with the. What is wrong with these people? We're literally tied with the Leafs with points. Whoop-de-doo, we got a game in hand. Like, of course he's going to say nobody should get counted out. The Leafs are only 4 points out of third place. Let's be reasonable here. The Leafs are 5 points out of second place with 2 games in hand. I mean, what? Some people just have to. He worded it different. I see. Hey, Bill, how you doing, bud? Greg says that's why Marner left. That media group was nuts. Poor Leaf fans were uptight about their team. You can't blame them. I mean, I don't know what to say. What did Leaf fans think? How many points did they have? Well, last year they were first place. But let's see here. What are we, December 2nd? Let's look at this again. Where were they? December 2nd last year, they had 32 points. They were in first place. So they got 25 points. Now, last year, if the Leafs had 25 points, they would have been 2 points out of a playoff spot. What is it now? 25 points is what? 3 points out? Yeah, geez, no. 4. It's the Flyers. What are the Flyers doing with 31 points? Yeah, so now the Panthers cannot be worried about the wild card. We're 6 points out of the wild card. But we're only 4 points out of third place, and we're only 5 points out of second place, but have the 3 games in hand. I mean, it's only I don't know what they were thinking was going to happen when Marner left. I mean, you know, you're gonna not be as good if you lose a guy like Marner. Let's see. Jake says if people are thinking the Leafs are out of a playoff spot for the season, they got to find a new job. If people are thinking the Leafs are out of a playoff spot for the season, they got to find a new job. I kind of agree with them. I agree with them. Oh, I get a kick out of this stuff. I really do. So, but is it the media giving him grief, or is it the fans, or both? Like, what specifically are they complaining about? Leaf fans are saying break up the big four, so now they let Marner walk, and now it's all boo-hoo, hard to please. Yeah. Mythical says it's going to come down to the wire this year. I think they're going to get a wild card spot, but it won't be a pretty season. I think we'll win the third position in the division. Hey, Great White. Why can't we keep a good backup goalie? Now we get Tarasov and he's 2-5. Nah, man, Tarasov's fine. Don't blame Tarasov. Tarasov's numbers are far better than Bob's right now. Tarasov's at a 2.67 and a 9.07. It's not on Tarasov. We've talked about this. Yeah, I mean, he wasn't spectacular in the last game, but the last game was the first game of the year he's allowed more than 3 goals. In his previous outings, Tarasov allowed 3-3, 2-2-3, and then 3. And on this team, healthy, if Tarasov is going to allow 3 or fewer goals, he's going to win most of those games. Tarasov is fine. Schrodinger, the top post on Leafs Reddit is an article about how Leaf fans are panicked for tonight's game and Panther fans are supposedly not. Well, now, in their defense, I can go downstairs and be like, 1 cup, 2 cups. That does, you know what I mean? Like when I'm standing there and I'm pissed off that we just lost, 1 cup, 2. When you're surrounded by the last 2 years Stanley Cup champion signs, it does make it a little bit more. It does make it a little bit more difficult on me to really, really get pissed, you know. So I can see the situation. That's all he said, Jake. That's all he said. That's wild. Metal says Titanic Bowl tonight, battle for the bottom of the Atlantic. I like it. Kenny says, I haven't heard any of it yet. I'll learn to come here for my news. So they're bad news on the Carlo and Stolar's injury, so they're lashing out at Marchand. Tonight's stream should be fun. Yeah. Mythical says, how do I feel if we start off with a 2-0 lead tonight? No thanks. Boy, my Ethernet cord won't stay. Hold on a second. Oh, boy. I got to get a new cord. That cord just doesn't want to stay right. Anything but 2-0. I mean, I'll take 1-1, and then I'll take a 3-1 lead, but anything but 2-0. These guys, for whatever reason, I can't even sit here and say I'm sure they've learned their lesson. Like you would have thought after the second time we blew the 2-0 lead that we could sit here and say, I'm sure they've learned their lesson. They're not going to do that again. So I don't trust them now. Just make it 1-1, and then we could go from there. Jason, like I said, the moment he falters, people will turn on Tarasov, and that's what happened on social media. Really? Jesus, it's a good thing I don't watch that stuff anymore. I used to fight with everybody on there. It don't do any good, especially now. I mean, you could – back when I started on Twitter and whatnot, there were still people that could have discussions with you. But there's just so much – I'm convinced, like any YouTube video that you watch, I'm convinced that at least half of the comments are bots. Because it doesn't matter the subject matter. There's going to be a comment, and then there's going to be 2 or 3 comments down. There's going to be somebody that either makes it about politics, grammar, or some other stupid thing. And then you'll have these 2 or 3 accounts that are just fighting back and forth. And the video was about walking your dog. And in the comment section, they're fighting about you're a moron if you think, published chicken tender subs are the best. Like the subject, I'm convinced it's bots. I'm convinced half of it is bots. It has to be. Yeah, Praga. No thanks in the 2-0 lead. Do we have any news on our hospital? Nobody knew. That's the best. That's the best news we can give you, Hungary, is nobody knew was in the hospital. I'll take that, Jameson. He says, knowing the Panthers will probably go down 2-0 in the first period, then come back and win. I'm good with that. Sure. Mythical says, Tarasov's playing better than Bob. Honestly, with all the injuries, we need the better goaltending during the season. Yeah, Tarasov's been good, especially. The last game wasn't – it wasn't a terrible, awful game. He allowed the 4 goals, but it wasn't that bad. Jake says, ooh, public subs. I don't know. I'm just making it up at this point. All right. Hungry says, sounds like the internet. Yeah, I'm convinced that most of it's bots fighting with bots. Greenway says, nah, now it's just hate. Jaws, you deal with haters. I dealt with them by not engaging anymore. Now, I've changed my tactics a little bit. In the past, if somebody left an off-color comment or a comment that kind of make you scratch your head, I would just delete it. But now I just pin it. I don't even like it. I just pin it because then I get a kick out of the responses that you guys have. Like somebody the other day asked me why I was even somebody said that this channel is so biased towards the Panthers. It's not all about the Panthers. And somebody responded, it's a Panthers fan channel. And I just pinned it. I got a kick out of it. I always get a kick out of people that will come on and say something, but then they don't even research like who they're talking to. You know what I mean? It used to bother me. Like earlier on, it used to bother me when I first started because I thought it was important to make everybody happy. I'm building the channel. I thought I got to find a way to convince everybody that, and then you just realize that some people are just going to argue with you no matter what. And some people just see like 30 seconds of the video and leave a comment, Hungy says, have you heard of dead internet theory? It's very similar to what I'm saying. I'm convinced it's mostly bots. It's got to be. It's got to be. Kenneth says, Jaws just replies, I agree. Yeah, I used to get into them, but it's just not worth it. Especially when it's on the subject matter. It's like, I'm just a fan. Like, I don't have inside information. Nobody does. I don't know what's going to happen. I know what I think is going to happen. And every once in a while, I guess right, But I think that goes around in certain circles too. Certain subject matters, I should say, where I think there's a certain segment of people that actually think like I have some kind of say so, or that Dangle has some kind of say so, or some actual kind of effect. I think there's some people that get upset at the fan creators thinking like we're just entertaining. Like, I like to crack the joke, but no, Bill Zito did not watch the video and make the trade for Tkachuk. Like, I didn't, you know what I mean? Like, they don't watch Dangle's videos and make moves based on what he's saying. He's like, hope not. Yeah, YouTube shot callers. Yeah, like, I do get a kick out of how many times I ask Paul to do something and he does the opposite. I like to think he's watching it and, doing the opposite, or maybe I'm just really, really bad with guessing what he's going to do. Hungry says there's a way to let people know you're real, but YouTube will nuke you if you type it. Oh, geez. Mythical says, hey, it's great that we're relevant and we can piss off other teams. It's not going to last forever. That's for sure. I was thinking that this morning when I was watching some of the highlights. There's some good young teams coming. Like, just some good teams Chicago with Bedard is going to be good. The Sharks are going to eventually be good. The Ducks are good now. The Canadians, the Senators. Like, there's a shift change going on in the NHL right now. 5 minutes from now, the Lightning are going to be too old. The Panthers are going to be too old. What's left of the Bruins will still be too old. The Penguins are already too old. Like, there's a shift change happening right now. Hungy says, Dangle doesn't have any say-so with the team, but with the fans. Yeah, now with the fans, for sure, that's a little bit different. Yeah. Kenneth says, for a Panthers channel, you have representatives from a lot of teams here. Yeah, I prefer it that way. I mean, it had to be built that way from the beginning. You know what I mean? We weren't going to build it with just Panther fans from the beginning, just not when we were bad. What do we go? Hey, thank you, Great White. Thank you, bud. Thank you, buddy. What's he say? He says, every time someone goes to the beach, everybody hates me. Oh, my God, Great White. Thank you, brother. Yeah, I never did see a Great White at the pier. At the Holliver Pier, I told you those stories. There was about I swear he had to be 10 feet long. I don't know if hammerheads grow to be 10 feet, but if they do, this sucker was 10. I guess they do. There was this one hammerhead that would come around every year in November. And he was just cruising. And the surfers would be like right there in the surf. Like we could cast an easy cast. Like I could cast the spoon to where the surfers were in the break. And in front of me, this huge hammerhead would just be cruising up and down the pier. He was smart though. He never grabbed anybody's fish that was on the hook. Like you weren't losing fish to him. But it was just his house, man. He was just cruising. But never saw any great whites. Schrodinger says those teams will be good in the regular season, but zero guarantee will translate to playoff success because it's mostly speedy Canadian kids. I mean, yes, right now, yes. But give it some time. You know what I mean? Give those guys, kind of how like the Panthers were built. We had our core, and then they had to make some changes a little bit. I don't know that any one of those teams is going to win this year, but eventually those will be the teams that are in, and that, that youth and speed eventually is going to take somebody out of one of the older teams. Mythical, is Bob too old? Nah. He's all right. He was playing exactly like this last season at the exact same time. I feel Bob is fine. When we have a playoff run where Bobrovsky looks old, then I'll say, well, I guess the ship has sailed. And that's fine. We got 2 cups out of the deal. But his play in the regular season, you want to win games. But in terms of him being not stellar in the regular season, like I'm not worried about it. Just win enough to get in, Great white hammerheads get to 12 feet. Yeah, this sucker was big, man. Tony says, never swim in the ocean at night with jewelry on. Just a good rule. I would never swim in the ocean at night, and I would never swim in the ocean with jewelry on. I did once. I forgot I had my necklace on. I was in the Bahamas. This was when I was a kid. I couldn't have been but 16, 17 years old. And I had a gold necklace at that age, because what else are you going to spend your money on? And I was swimming, 20 feet away from the shore, parallel to the shore. And when I looked over to my right, because I kept looking to the left, because the left was where the big ocean was. I just want to make sure Jaws wasn't coming to get me. So I swim straight, look to the left, no shark. Swim straight, look to the left, no shark. Swim straight. I look over to my right towards the shore, and there's like a 5-6 foot barracuda using me as shade. We were just cruising along. And I looked at him, and he looked at me, and I was like, "What's up?" He said, "What's up?" And then we swam a little bit more, and then he did a flick of the tail, and he shot off ahead of me. And I never felt any fear. Now, if he'd have been a shark, I'd have probably walked on water. If that would have been a shark next to me, I probably would have just transmogrified on top of the water and ran on top. But because it was a barracuda, I was just, for whatever reason, I was just calm because I was petrified of sharks. But I guess because I was stupid. But I had a gold necklace on, so it might have been silver. Now that I'm thinking about it, it might have been silver. Yeah, don't go in there. Exactly, Kenneth. Mythical says, biggest fish I caught was a nurse shark off Key Largo from a private beach. 13-foot hammerhead. Jeez. Tommy says, will the Avs burn themselves out? They're playing so hard while everyone else is suffering injury after injury. It's a long season. It's a long season. That's a really good point, Tommy. But, you know, sometimes there's teams that are good enough to burn through that. Dumb Name says bull sharks are pretty tasty, pretty nasty too. Yeah. Yeah, well, that's what got me. That's what bumped me that day. The one day I actually went out there. Hey, Burned Oils. Yeah, you prefer not to swim with jaws. You don't like both your legs being chewed off. I agree. Yeah, shark attacks are rare, but New Smyrna Beach is the bite capital of the world. Yep. Hammerhead can reach 20 feet. Jeez. So Keith Farron even says, Toronto Sun, taking issue with Brad Marchand's thoughts on the Maple Leafs playoffs. Hold on a second. Let's see if I can find an article. Hold on a second. Let's see. Let me see if I got an article here. Are they going to make me sign up for anything? Okay, let's see what the Toronto Sun has to say. Let me share this. Taking issue with Brad Marchand's thoughts on the Maple Leafs playoff hopes. Now, what's interesting about this is that while you guys are telling me the quote that he came out and said, yesterday I saw a short. I wasn't paying all that much attention, and it had the quote that you guys are saying he said. I thought he was talking about the Panthers. I thought somebody was asking him about the Panthers, and he was like, if you think we're out of the playoffs. It's the Florida Panthers forward thinks it's much too early to say the Maple Leafs are going to miss the postseason. How dare he? Brad Marchand figures a few of us should update our resumes. The Florida Panthers forward, one of the few National Hockey League players who consistently has no trouble speaking his mind, on Monday took aim at those who were doubting the Maple Leafs. If people think they're out of a playoff spot for the season, they've got to find a new job, Marchand told media in Florida after Panthers practice, chuckling as he did so. What are we, 25 games in? If you think your playoff dreams are done in 25 games, you have bigger problems. I know they don't think that in the room. That's the quote that I saw the short of. I thought he was talking about the Panthers. That's what I saw. He says, what are we, 25 games in? If you think your playoff dreams are done in 25 games, you have bigger problems. I know they don't think that in the room. I thought he was talking about the Panthers and us. I mean, and so he says, with the media attention and fan support they have in Toronto, things get blown way out of proportion up there. What are they, 4 or 5 points out of a playoff spot? And then it goes on to say, yes, Brad, as far as the Atlantic Division goes, the Leafs are 4 points behind the Canadiens for third in the division and 6 behind the Flyers for the second wild card in the Eastern Conference. And that's it. Oh, wait, no. So, I can't demand. Mark Masters on Twitter. That should be good. We'll look at that in a second. Says the Leafs and Panthers clash on Tuesday night in Sunrise, scoring off for the first time since Florida eliminated Toronto in 7 games. Ruby's not making any changes. This is nothing really about what he said. So this is all just about, so it's just a no story. I wonder what replies were on Twitter. That should be fun. Let's see. Yeah, somebody said basically tied with the Panthers, but nobody even talks about that. Marchand supports the Leafs more than half the fan base. He's saying that because Florida has the same amount of points as the Leafs. Duh. Right? I mean, this isn't real rocket science. Bill Hunt says, why does everyone consider this so outrageous? The Toronto media overreacts to everything. That's no secret. There's still 60 games left in the regular season. Berube's Blues were in last place in January of 19 and won the Cup. Oh, my God. F you, Brad, for making a good point, which I cannot distinguish from a shrouded insult. So this person says Brad Marchand on the Panthers. Right. I mean, I'm just looking. That's just wild. That's just wild. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Hungry says a dolphin's more dangerous in open water. Interesting. Hey, I got something. Hold on a second. If I had full power of the Panthers right now, would I shut down Barkov? What adjustments, trades would I aim for? I'm giving that honest thought. I wouldn't do a damn thing. I wouldn't do a damn thing. This team healthy wins another cup. I wouldn't do a damn thing. If the doctors are telling me Barkov can be back for the playoffs and he'll be himself, I don't do anything. Not a thing. I mean, maybe you pick up some extra veteran defensive help for the playoffs, but we've got like 5 more forwards than we have Ross. We've got forwards out our yin yang if we're healthy. I don't do anything. That's just me. All right. Hey, thank you, MJ. Thank you, MJ. How you doing, bud? Good to see you, bud. Happy Tuesday, Jaws. I just read your post. I love the idea of filming yours and Donna's door dashing adventures. Great entertainment. Reminds me of Dave Letterman's skits. Headlines coming up. Appreciate that. So what MJ is saying is, we got a lot of new members now. Patel especially has been gifted memberships. I got a lot of new members. And I'm thinking, what kind of content can I make that would be of some entertainment value? Because I think I'm on camera enough talking hockey. Like, I don't think like more of me talking hockey. I don't know. So I've been thinking about what can I do, and also at the same time trying to figure out how we can make a couple of extra bucks during the day, pay for groceries and whatnot. And so Donna and I have been talking about maybe she was going to DoorDash, maybe we DoorDash together. And I'm like, hey, we could just DoorDash during the day because we've been checking, and apparently it's really busy in this area. And so what we're going to do is we're going to do some DoorDashing during the day, and then I'm either going to record it or try to stream for the members while we're doing it, and just to hang out and have a little bit of something other to talk about other than hockey, and kind of give the members a little bit something extra content-wise without at the same time, while at the same time we're making a couple extra bucks. I got to go turn the heat off. I'll be right back. Oh, I didn't mean that for that one to be on. I got all the heat on. Hold on a second. I'll be right back. No wonder I'm sitting there sweating. You big dummy. I had the furnace on and I had the space heater on in this room. Now I'm sitting here sweating and wondering why, and now I know why. All right. So what we're hoping to do is we're hoping to start the DoorDash thing on Friday because it's supposed to snow all day. So it should be some good orders, and it should make for some good content because she's going to drive and I'll be the one going out in the snow, getting everything and delivering everything. So that should go well. Craig says the Checkers are bringing in decent guys. Oh, yeah, Fabry. Yeah, I seen that. MJ says, yeah, talking about other things that break up the monotony. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'm on camera so often talking about hockey and football. Not that we won't be able to talk hockey and football, but you get the point. Hungry says, be careful how you do the DoorDash camera. You don't do the... No, we're not going to... I'm not going to wear the GoPro. I thought about that for a minute. I'm not going to wear the GoPro. I'm just going to... I need a new phone anyway, because you see that. So I'm just going to get a decent phone and just either record from the phone. I'm going to try to possibly live stream from the phone. We'll see. There's some areas with sketchy reception. If we're door dashing at noon, Kyle will run the noon stream, but then I'll call in. So it'll be like a split screen with him and I'll call in like a guest. We'll just have some fun with it. If we can make a couple extra bucks, you know what I mean? That's part of the goal. David says my Friday was going to stay late to watch the game, but we've shit the bed the last 2 times I watched from here, so we're going to head home to watch. MJ says Letterman used to do this thing where we go door to door in New Jersey neighborhood visiting people. Oh, I'll have to watch that. Yeah, the Adventures of Donna and Jaws. Yeah, I've seen some people with the GoPro on. I have the GoPro. I have the chest thing because from the fishing. But I think I'd rather film from the phone, and that way, you know what I mean. I have a little bit more control, and I don't want to. I can't show people's faces and stuff like that. We'll see how it all works out, right? When you do anything new, there's bound to be hiccups. But Friday, we're going to try to start because it's supposed to snow all day and all night on Friday. It's wild. Jameson, DoorDash duo, yeah, I think we would have fun with it. MJ says, Jaws also Letterman used to do a thing where he got a job working at McDonald's and Taco Bell and seeing people's reaction to him working there. Yeah. Hungry says there's a couple channels that are similar. One is a Subway employee that records his shifts. The other is the Mickey D's guys. Great White. Yeah, the heat. Yeah. It's freezing cold. It's 37 and raining. Sucks. Yeah, Hungry, there's a few channels we've seen that do like the DoorDash stuff. If we get good at it, maybe I would put some of the highlights on a whole separate channel and try to create a little bit of something that way. But, I'm just trying to multitask as many different things as I possibly can. And she's got a nice new car. And if we're doing it together, then, it'll give me something to do other than sports. You know what I mean? It'll give me something to do. Without the dogs, remember taking the dogs to the river and all of that used to take 2-3 hours out of my day. Leia not into it. She's certainly not going to go out in the cold and stuff like Fluffy did. So I'm going to try her again in spring and summer, but I need to create something for myself that gets my mind off of hockey and football for a few hours a day, because it kind of gets monotonous when there's like nothing else in your life. MJ says, well, what about going undercover at the Caps training facility? That's funny. Yeah, I'd be better off doing that. The Flyers. The Flyers are a quick shot. Like if I get chased out of Philly, I can get on the highway. I can't. Donna would be the getaway driver. Hungry says, also, if you do delivery and find a naked, passed out guy in his house, don't open the door and claim sexual harassment. Oh, my God. Ain't that the truth? Ain't that the truth, right? All right, MJ. Vincent. No, I'll give you the short version, Vincent. Donna and I, starting on Friday, we're going to be doing some door dashing together during the day. We're going to film and or / stream it for the members, because I've been trying to think of something I can do to make some money on the side, but I don't want to abandon the channels because that's where the money's supposed to be. So, and she's currently in between jobs right now. So we're going to try it and see how it works out for us. So that we're going to start on Friday because it's supposed to snow all day. So it should make for good content. And she's not afraid to drive in the snow. She actually likes it. So Taxi Cab Confessions, DoorDash version. Yeah, I like it. Yeah. Jameson says, don't forget, some people like to tip with cash. I see YouTube DoorDashers get all upset when they see 0 tip and then get cash at the door. Interesting. I would be that guy that would like accept almost all of them. Now, in this area, it's going to be really interesting because our service area is whack. There's like what you would consider your normal bubble of service. And then there's the half hour down this side of the peninsula to Rock Hall. And then there's like this other 40-minute thing all the way to Sudlersville this way. So it'll be interesting to see what the pay on some of those would be, because some of them are legit 15, 20 miles away. Sudlerville is where Matthias used to live. It's 45 minutes. So, but you can see that before you accept the offers. Kenneth says, you wish it was 37. The snow is as deep as garbage cans. It's going to be one of those years, man. It's going to be one of those years. Can we get a video with Leia playing in the snow? If she'll do it. If she'll do it. I don't want to force her. Now, Great White, if you remember Ellie, Fluffy would be running around the snow. And in her younger days, Ellie did. So we'll see. If she wants, like when it's raining like this, she runs out, squats and pees, and runs back in. Fluffy would just go out there and stand. He didn't even know it was raining. He didn't care. Mike, yeah, that was weird. What that whole thing. She got charged. I don't know if she's going to go to jail. Silva, yeah, for the members, that's what we're going to be doing during the days. Yeah, we're going to start on Friday. So when we're thumbnail dashing through the snow, I like it. I like it. On the days like Friday, if we're going to be door dashing, obviously we're going to be gone at lunch. So Kyle will run the noon stream, and then I will call in, and he'll add me as a guest. So like if we're streaming for the members, it'll be a couple hours in the morning or whatever. And then at the noon stream time, I'll call in and Kyle will be here. And then, you know, the phone reception might get a little bit funky here or there, but that's part of the fun of it. It's 85 there, David. Damn. Hey, thank you, MJ. Thank you, buddy. Thank you, MJ. All right, what do we got? He says, NHL says helmets are mandatory in warm-ups. That's interesting. Akil Thomas traded to the Blues for Nikita Alexandrov. I love that name. Stars D-man Liam Bichel out 6 to 8 weeks. Pat Fitzgerald named new Michigan State head coach, and Devin Williams signs with the Mets. Kyle was telling me something about Jackson Dart getting like blasted last night. Anybody know anything about that? Thank you, MJ. Appreciate you, bud. Thanks, buddy. Yeah, the Stars. I mean, there's so many injuries this year. Just so many injuries this year. No, that's cool, MJ. You good? Kenneth is only 28. It's dropping down to 9 overnight. Jeez. Pat Fitzgerald is the former Northwestern football coach who got fired for the hazing scandal back in 23. Gotcha. Let's see. What is Silva's trade alert? The Rangers have traded their entire NHL roster to the Panthers in exchange for a cow to sacrifice in their crease in order to score a goal at home. You know, that's funny, Silva. That's really funny. until you look at the standings and realize we're 3 points behind the Rangers. Now, we do have 3 games in hand, but we're 3 points behind the Rangers. We're 4 points behind the Jackets. The wild card is over. We have to win third place. There's too many teams that we're too far behind. But we'll get to that. Devin Williams is the former Yankees closer. Gotcha. What's the name of the NCAA basketball coach that used to run practice with a whip in his hand? Boy, I don't remember that. Jackson Dart got hit by a Patriots safety. Big brawl broke out after Jackson got hit. Gotcha. Devin was also the Brewers' longtime closer before he got sent to the Yankees. Baseball, that's the one thing, that's part of the reason why I stopped watching baseball so much. And what attracts me to hockey so much is that the player turnover. Like in baseball especially, there's just so much player turnover and you can't get attached to players. Hockey, it seems, it has got, of all the sports, has got the least amount of player turnover. I guess maybe basketball, but maybe not. But like in hockey, you're generally safe. Like if you grow up, if you watch a kid grow up in the organization, there's a lot more hockey players that stay with one team or only go to 2 teams towards the end. But in baseball, it just seems like it's just so much player movement that it made it almost impossible to keep up with. Mike says, didn't you just now read an article from Brad Marchand saying that nobody on the Toronto team thinks that their season is done? And here I come talking about the Panthers are done in 25 games. I'm talking about the wild card. I'm talking about the wild card. I mean, when I say done, what I mean is I won't even want to worry about the wild card. There's too many teams. I said this yesterday too. What I'm saying when the wild card is done is that if we're chasing third place, we're chasing 1, 2, 3, 4 teams, right? If we're chasing the wild card, we're chasing 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 teams, maybe even 10. So I think what I'm meaning by that is what I'm saying is I don't want to focus on the wild card, because if we're focusing on the wild card, every time anybody in the conference wins a game, it's bad for us. You see what I'm saying? I want to focus on honestly passing the Bruins. I think the Canadians are going to get one of those 2 or 3 spots. To me, we've got 3 games in hand on the Bruins and we're 5 points back. To me, I think that's our best bet, is to get one of those top 3 spots. Is the wild card possible? Sure. But I would say the same thing about the Leafs in terms of if they were going to look at it. I mean, we're tied for last in the conference. So we're chasing everybody. And it's just maddening when you see, I mean, you've got the Penguins the wild card right now is the Penguins and Flyers at 31 points. Like it's just too much. And maybe that's just me. It's just too much to try and look and see, because no matter who plays, it's bad for us. $80 in Clearwater. Man, 80. Hey, Jari. Is it Jari or Jar? David, hot and sunny. Yeah, man. Do I really believe the Avs are going to finish with 138 points? What did the Bruins have that year? 135, right? Then, yeah, 135 points. They were 65, 12, and 5. They were 65, 12, and 5. What were the Bruins on this day? Do I still have that up here? Let me see. Previous year. Come on, click. Here we go. So Boston at this point, on this date in Boston's record-breaking season, they were 19-3-0 with 38 points. And the Avs right now are 18-1-6. So, no. Now they've got 42 points, where the Bruins had 38. So while the Avs have more points than the Bruins were at that point, what's that, 22 games? They'd only played 22 games, the Bruins, at that point. And the Avs had played 25. I don't think the Avs are going to break that record because they're 18-1-6. That's a lot of overtime losses. That's a lot of, don't get me wrong. They're far and away the best team right now. And they're on a hell of a pace, no doubt. But I don't think they're going to beat that Bruins record. Oh, here we go. Is that another one? There we go. Thank you, MJ. Thank you, bud. Thank you, MJ. All right, now here come the world headlines. I always get a kick out of this. I am proud of my ignorance of the world news. Let's see. World headlines. Trump MRI on heart, abdomen declared normal. That's good. I guess depending on your political leaning. U.S. and Russia meeting at the Kremlin today. That's good. Let's check his heart after the meeting with Putin. Or is it not him and Putin? Michael Deli and wife gives $6 billion to Trump accounts for U.S. kids. Dave Collier, I don't know who that is, has cancer. A man finds a bear in his crawl space. So how did a baby bear? Like, I'm trying to think about my house, how a bear could get in a crawl space. What they do, bust through like an attic window? So what's the $6 billion to Trump accounts for U.S. kids? Explain that one to me. Mike says, I think we need to get our heads out of our butts and focus on winning one game at a time and not be concerned about chasing anybody. Oh, I agree. I'm talking about me in terms of what I want to focus on. I'm just talking about when I go to sleep at night and I worry about it. I can't think about the wild card. In my head, the wild card is done. Give me third place. I guess that's what I'm saying. You're not wrong. We need to get our heads out of our butts and focus on winning one game at a time. How about one period at a time? How about we start on not blowing a 2-0 lead for the fourth straight game? Thank you, MJ. Bruins had 6 points lost. Colorado had 7 points lost. Interesting. So for the bear in the crawl space, a man in California found a 500-pound black bear in his crawl space underneath the house. I'm thinking in the crawl space up here. Okay. A 500-pound black bear in the crawl space underneath the house. Yeah, that's wild. That's wild. The Trump accounts are investment accounts for children in the U.S. and not his own kids. So they gave him, okay. That's interesting. Dave Collier beat lymphoma, but now he has tongue cancer. Oh, man, that's rough. Mike says, in fairness to the bear, he was just doing a termite inspection. Greg thinks the Avs are going to fade a bit when injury and illness starts to hit. Oh, Uncle Joey on Full House. See, now I can place the name. Gotcha. Hey, thank you, Great White. Thank you, bud. Much appreciated, buddy. Says Jaws, I'll be thinking of you when you're freezing tonight. What do we got? It was supposed to snow. So tonight it's just 33. It's not so bad. Tomorrow is a high of 40, low of 32. I bet you that's going to say windy. Yeah, it's going to be windy tomorrow and a high of 40. Thursday, windy and a high of 41. Friday is the day. It's supposed to start snowing at noon with a high of 31, and it's just going to snow until 1 a.m. Beautiful, with a low of 25. That's nice. And then we still got 3 more days of snow next week. I guess we'll be door dashing in the snow. That should be fun. It should be some extra money, honestly, because people ain't going to want to go out. And she says, for the Trump accounts, it's part of the administration's new tax plan. Boy, that's interesting. The world is getting weird. And if you don't pay attention and you hear these stories, you just kind of look at the world cross-eyed and wonder what the hell's going on. Hey, Dietrich, did I give a score prediction yet? No, but my psychic senses tell me, this is important. My psychic senses tell me that one of these 2 teams will be in last place at the end of the night. That's what the voices are telling me. I can't quite get a grasp on which one, but one of them will be in last place at the end of the night. That's what I'm going with. Put your money on that. I guarantee it's a guarantee. It's a guarantee. Yeah, never approach bears, right? New England area is going to get a bomb cyclone, snowstorm. They closed the schools on the other side of the bay. They thought it was going to snow so bad, but it's just a heavy. It's gotten colder while we're sitting here. It's 36 now. Yeah, you can approach, just don't poke the bear. Make yourself as big as possible. Another couple inches in Chicago. I mean, this is so early. One of 2 things is going to happen. Either we're getting January and December, or January is really going to be a pain in the ass. Because we, generally speaking, won't get snow until maybe the second week of January at the earliest. Like I said, this is my 11th winter in this house. I can count on one finger how many times we've even had a dusting of snow on the ground before Christmas. This is wild, man. It's all Trump's fault. Can we blame it on Trump? I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Don't anybody take that seriously. What's my public sub order? My public sub order is going to be the same regardless of where it is, Silva. The Italian. Give me the Italian with Swiss. With Swiss and Swiss, lettuce, pickles, and banana peppers, and mayo. That's going to be across the board for me. All right, Kenneth. Appreciate you, bud. Silva says the Panthers' biggest problem is we don't force overtime. Yeah, a couple of loser points and we'd be number 2. You're dead right. I mean, we have blown, what are we? We're 4 points out of 3rd place. We've at least blown 2, if not 3 points of just not getting games to overtime. At least 3. We at least, right? I think we can all agree with that. I mean, the game the other day, I'm getting up 2 goals in the last minute. Good grief. The Cuban sandwich. Dumb name says 43 and raining with a high chance of chemtrails where you're at. Jeez. Well, how do you have the chemtrails in the rain though? Doesn't it rain the chemtrails then? It always looks like chemtrails in my house in the cold mornings, because when I stand in my backyard, or I stand in the side yard and I look west, all the flights from Baltimore from Baltimore to either Philly or from New York to Baltimore, it's just like they just crisscross. There's some days At night too, when I'm out there, like the number of planes that take off from BWI and are headed towards the New York area, like, I mean, it's just like one every, I don't know, 5-7 minutes maybe. Like as soon as I can watch it go like this and kind of get out of my line of sight, I look back and then there's another one that's already there. They're just always launching planes. Blue Oyster Bar Bear. MJ says, when I lived in Nashville, I used to go to grab a public sub every once in a while. It's so good. My problem with going into Publix to get public subs is that they've always got the Entenmann's buy one, get one free. That's the problem. That's really the problem with the public subs, is you have to walk right past the aisles of the end. Now, of course, I don't have that problem anymore. But when I was young and could gain weight, I'd eat the donuts. It didn't go well for me. But now, I guess it wouldn't be a problem, but there's no Publix. The Publix Cuban subs, I don't think I've ever had one. How long have they had the Cuban subs? There used to be, what is it called? The Ultimate? That's the one I used to get. What was that? Roast beef, ham, turkey, I think. That's the one I used to get back in the day when we were doing Blockbuster. That tells you how long ago that was. Would get the Ultimate Publix sub and then the French fans from the bakery. And then an entire pint and a half of Ben & Jerry's fish food. And I would eat that in one sitting. It's a true story. MJ says, just for kicks, I did an Uber cost search from Wharton to BWI. It's like $110. That sounds about right. Honestly, MJ, that's reasonable. That's honestly reasonable. From where I am to not have to drive to the airport, if it was only $110 plus whatever tip, like that's really reasonable. It's a hike. Yeah, that's all it was. There's got to be more than that. The tolls alone would cost somebody $20. Wow. I guess maybe if it's somebody starting from here, that's actually less than I thought it would have been. Manwich Sloppy Joes for lunch. Damn, David, now I'm getting hungry. Dang. Yeah, there's no Publix in Maryland. It's Redner's. No trains here, there. There's train tracks, and every once in a while we get a little cargo train, but there's no like you'd have to drive to Wilmington, Delaware. By the time you would drive to where you pick up the train, you just may as well just drive to the airport, if that's what you're asking. It accounted for tolls too? Damn, that's honestly, I thought that was like I said, I think that's reasonable. MJ says, my Ubers I paid for a ride to O'Hare is normally $60 to $70. I mean, it's $20 in tolls, $10 in gas. That's really not that bad. They need public transport out by me. It's not. I mean, what's the population of my county? Population of Kent County, Maryland. It ain't much. Yeah. The population of my entire county is only 19,198 people. There's no public transport. It's a miracle we have a McDonald's and a couple of grocery stores. It's not even 20,000 people. Yeah, when I say we live in the middle of nowhere, we live in the middle. Yeah, the whole, and the county is big too. Yeah, it's like, it's really, I mean, but no, it's isolated. It's some, you got to want to live here. You know, it's retired military, right? And people that inherited their houses from their parents, mainly. The guy next to me is retired military. There's a lady in the back that's trying to sell her horse farm. She inherited it from her grandfather. The houses, the 3 or 4 houses there are before the river are all, I mean, they're estates. They're estates with, at least 5 to maybe 15 acres and horses and all of that stuff that's been in the family for years, at least on this road and that way. Great White, I got a fire. Yeah, we've got a fire station. Yeah, we've got the Betterton Beach Volunteer Fire Department. And if you've lived in the country, you get the sirens, you get the woo, and that means wherever you are, if you're a volunteer firefighter, you stop what you're doing and you go to the fire station, and then you get on the truck and you go wherever you're going. I'm not sure if they have one in Kent. I think it's just the Betterton Beach. Yeah, Betterton Beach is about 15 minutes from here. Beach is on the bay side. And it used to be, I think back in the 20s, it used to be it had like a boardwalk and I think a Ferris wheel or something. Now, there is a hospital in town, MJ. When I say town, Chestertown is a 12-minute drive. So that's where the Redners and the grocery store and the bank and all of that is. It's not big because it's still part of Kent County. But there's a college there too. George Washington College is there. And yeah, so there's a hospital actually right across the street from the college. So it's pretty decent. You know what I mean? For such a small place, because there's the college there, we have most of the amenities that a bigger place would have. We don't have a Walmart. We got 2 grocery stores. We got all the fast food. We got a Royal Farms. We got Highs. There's a couple of decent-sized employers in the area, manufacturing, stuff like that. Unfortunately, I applied a couple of places, but not qualified. No Walmart. Well, we have what we call the Wharton Walmart, MJ. It's the Dollar General. They just built the Dollar General next to the post office. There was a whole big thing of farmland, and they kept the farmland, but they just built the Dollar General right there. So we call it the Wharton Walmart. At first, we were all like, we're not going there. We're going to boycott it because we were pissed off that they built it there. But it's right next to the post office, and it saves me the trouble. Like if I just need 1 or 2 things, it saves me the trouble having to drive all the way into town. I just go to the Wharton Walmart. And I mean, it's not cheap, but it saves me time. There was a Dollar General near your old Nashville apartments. Yeah, it's convenient. You know what I mean? If I'm out of a couple of things, they got my stevia there. They got my yogurt. They got the almond milk. So there's only 4 things I eat, and those are 3 of them. You know what I mean? If the Dollar General sold rotisserie chickens, I would probably never go to the grocery store. Got to sign up for Instacart. So, well, I talked to Dawn about that. She said she just wants to do the what do you call it? The DoorDash. There is Instacart. I'll ask her about it again, but I think she didn't want to do too many at once. But I'll have to ask her. Oh, you're talking about, yeah, to get stuff delivered to the house. Yeah, we've done that before. One of the times that I was sick, when Donna was still living over there and I had the flu or whatever, she DoorDashed me a bunch of food and pizza. So that's when I knew she was wifey material. I didn't ask her to do it either. I was not having a good day. And the next thing I knew, stuff was delivered to the house. Good stuff. Is the fire truck still run by horses? No. These guys are serious about their trucks and engines out here. That's for sure. Silva. No, the Dollar Generals aren't cheap anymore. The Dollar Tree, I believe, is the one that's still like $1.25. The Dollar Generals, it's like going to the Walgreens or the CVS or whatever. The prices are not, they're nothing, I mean, it's comparable to going to your regular grocery store, maybe even a little bit more expensive. The Dollar Tree. Now, during COVID, they raised prices from $1 to $1.25, but they're still relatively cheap. Hey, so I joined late. Is Studnicka going to play with Devine, or is Devine coming out? I believe Devine is coming out. I believe it's going to be Studnicka with Schwint and Gregor. So they probably just want to give Studnicka a little bit of an opportunity to see what's what. I wonder if Devine's. I wonder if it's face-off related. We didn't talk much about that. I wonder if it's face-off related. Remember, the kid's still only 22. His face-off percentage is at 0. So he must not have been taking any. Must have been Cunnin taking the draws. So that's interesting. I thought for a second maybe it was, yeah. Is that right? I guess it must have been Cunnin taking the draws, because they've had him listed at center for the couple of games, but he's technically just a right winger, so he wouldn't have been taking any draws. I don't know why I thought he was playing at center. So Studnicka looks like is going to center that line. And just says, during COVID, I pretty much had everything delivered to the apartment. You were too paranoid to go out. Hey, yeah, I mean, if you can afford to do it, it's it makes a difference every once in a while. You know what I mean? We'll do it. But I try to get to the store enough to where we don't run out of things. Hey, Gold Slayer. He says, best of luck on the door dashing. Got to watch the houses with the ankle biters. Don't be surprised if you don't get tips. Apparently, it's quite common, unfortunately. Yeah, we're gonna check it out. You know what I mean? Pretty much if we can make a certain amount of money in a certain amount of time, it might solve some issues. We'll see. MJ, you should just gone to the store. And he says, boo, I think the rookies are better served on the lines higher than the fourth. I don't necessarily disagree with you. But remember, we already got Greer moved up because of Luosterainen being out. I wouldn't mind seeing Devine get a little bit of time, but it's just right now the way things are, they're so desperate for points. I get what he's saying, or get what he's doing. Goat Slayer says, I used to deliver for Pizza Hut and would take orders of $50 to $100 at max radius, and I'd be lucky if I got $5 on that delivery. Damn. That's rough. Hey, thank you, Great White. Thank you, Great White. Thank you, bud. We need a good win tonight. We do. We absolutely do. Oh, sure thing, Eddie. No problem. Every once in a while, we talk hockey here. We get off topic, but that's okay. That's okay. I think it stopped raining. Did it stop raining? Yeah, it's still drizzling. Poor Kyle, somebody came in and made a big order in the eBay store. And so he's been finding all those things. We've got the store severely discounted, like 62% off. So stuff that's been listed for 5, 6, almost 10 years is starting to fly out the door. But if somebody buys 70 pictures, Kyle has to go through all the files and find each picture. So that's why I didn't have that stream the other day on Black Friday, because somebody came in and bought like 50 things Thanksgiving night and he wasn't here. So I had to do it. And that was fun. Hey, thank you again, MJ. Thank you, bud. Thank you, buddy. He says, okay, here we go. We're talking deliveries and pizza, I guess. Which pizza chain is my go-to for delivery? So that's a good question. Because lately last couple of times, because it's been cheaper, Donna's been wanting to order Domino's. Let's just say it hasn't been sitting well with her or Kyle's stomachs. My body, oddly, has been taking it like a champ. That's what I had for Thanksgiving was Domino's pizza and the cinnamon rolls. But I ended up giving her the second half of my pizza. I gave it to Kyle yesterday because I didn't want to have to go to the store. It's cold. But we have an Italian restaurant down the road that's named Milano's. They're, that's like a real restaurant. And they'll deliver pizza to us. It's good pizza, but it's not cheap. It's not cheap. So I guess here the chain would be Domino's. I don't even know if there's a Pizza Hut. I don't even know if there's a Pizza Hut in Chestertown, to be honest with you. I don't even know if there's anything but the Domino's. No, there's no longer. There we go. There's no longer a Pizza Hut in Chestertown, Maryland. I know where the location was. It was in the shopping plaza. It closed permanently in 2018. So that's the end of that. So there's Domino's. That's it. Yeah. In fact, I think that old building burnt down. I think. So yeah, there's the answer to that. We got Domino's, and that's what we got. We'll have Domino's or nothing. MJ 62%. Yeah, we're trying to, we've got a lot of things in the store, just trying to unload some things. Goat Slayer says, I want to keep Greer long-term as a steady on the third, fourth line, a second power play who gets paid. It's just that where he slots in at best, nothing against his playability. No, I agree with that. And that may happen depending on what we end up doing with Rodriguez during the summer, which depends on how much Bobrovsky's going to want. It's all about the money now. I've never been crazy about the Little Caesars. Oh, Anthony's Cold Fire Pizza. Yeah. Donato's Pizza. Never heard of them. Domino's cheese only is not bad, which is interesting because that's what I've been getting is the cheese only. Kyle and Donna have been getting like with the meat on it, and they've not been happy with the results. I'm happy with it. But then what I took is I added some extra cheese and then some sliced ham and put it on the pizza. It was pretty good. Ghost Slayer says Domino's at the bottom of the totem pole. Any order. I only order them when they have anything on, for like $10. Yeah, that's what we got. It was the 2 medium, 1 topping pizzas and the 2 boxes of the cinnamon roll sticks for $20. Can't really beat that. Oh, that sounds like a good time, MJ. Yeah, it's just the Domino's. Yeah. Portillo's. Oh, it's a hot dog place. Oh, boy. Oh, what was the name of the famous Miami Pizza and Subs place? Oh, what was that? Oh, I know what you're thinking of, MJ. I know what you're thinking. I can't think of the name either. Somebody burnt down the wrong pizza place. Pizza Hut's where it's at. Ghost Slayer says the sneaky play is making the sauce garlic Alfredo and the pan pizza and putting beef or pepperoni on you. Oh, I'll try that. Hey, Sergey Cazolas, is that what it was? That's still there, right? Is that the place I'm thinking of? Where was this? I don't know. That must be what MJ's thinking about. Boy, that food looks good. See, now I'm hungry. They got spaghetti and meatballs. That's what we need is some spaghetti and meatballs in this house. Yeah, because those off US 1. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's the place you guys were thinking of. US 1 and 17th Street. Yeah, the old stomping grounds, that's for sure. It's not the same driving down there now. I haven't been down that way since since right before Hurricane Andrew was the last time I was really down that far off US 1. You're making spaghetti and meatballs tonight? Yeah, that's when it's cold and wet and raining. That's the best thing to do. David says if you get any need for pizza when you all come down here, Anthony's Cold Fire is the best overall. And CC's Downtown Pizza. Yeah, I remember there was a CC's. I think Brother Gene worked at a CC's or somebody. Maybe my ex-girlfriend when I was in high school. I think maybe she worked at a CC's. Huh. Yeah. I'm getting hungry. I'm going to go have lunch. All right, everybody. Thank you for hanging out. Really appreciate all the love, support, super chats. You guys are awesome making this happen. And we got the game tonight. So for the members, is tonight's game 7 or 7:30? I know it's a home game, but for some reason, yeah, it's 7:30, which is a little bit later than our normal home game. So that I found interesting. So like 6:30ish, somewhere between 6:30 and 6:45, I'll be live for the members. And then what's today? Today's Tuesday. We have a normal week going on. And then yeah, Friday. We're going to be recording the door dashing. I'm going to set up a stream. I got to figure out, I got to get StreamYard on here and whatnot. So I'm going to set up a stream and we'll see how it works. I know the phone reception should be good in town. Getting into some of the rural areas could get a little bit dicey, but we'll see how it works out and have some fun with it. So, all right, everybody, appreciate y'all. I'm going to go get some food now. Dang, all made me hungry. And I will see you all tonight.